Hey everyone, Eugene Fedorovsky from EugeneFedorovsky.com. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I hope you started your week off strong and you sat down, you planned your goals. So this way you have something to look forward to at the end of the week. And today I have a question for you. Do you know what the most efficient way of prospecting is? Stay tuned. So, in my opinion, it's prospecting when you're out. Not the other way around. Like a lot of people say, you should go out to prospect. And to me, that feels a little weird. Like, when someone says that, I get this image of someone taking a clipboard and going somewhere in a public place and just coming up to people and starting conversations with them for the sake of getting their information or trying to move on their business. What I do prefer is prospecting when I'm out. So if I go to an event, I look for opportunities where I can help the other person out by sharing my product and or opportunity with them. So I highly recommend you guys to do the same. So if you're having a conversation at let's say a birthday party, and you see that your product can help someone, or your service can help someone, move the conversation towards that way. And one of the best ways to do it is not to prevent yourself from not saying a lot, is to use BIC, which is called break-in communication. This is something that I learned from Ray Higdon, and it is a fantastic way to switch a conversation from one thing to another, to business. So let me give you an example of that. So let's say you're in a supermarket and you're having a conversation about weather or something with someone, and you noticing some things in that person that you would love to have somebody like that in their business. Or let's say they're dressed sharply, or they're smart, they're clever, whatever it is, whatever features you're actually looking for an ideal partner. So let's say you're having a conversation with them and you want to move into the, so to speak, the conversation about business. So how do you do it that's not awkward? So you look at the time and then you say, hey, I gotta run, or I have this conference call I have to catch, or I have to go pick up my daughter, or I have to run to the gym, or whatever it is. I have an appointment I have to run to. Anything, any event that would take you away from where you are. So you use the BIC, that's break-in communication. Then you ask them the question, so do you keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing? That is one of the phrases I use a lot of times. Now lately, I've been using Ray Higdon's phrase, which is, are you at all open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? And then, 99% of the time, they're going to ask you, well, what is it? Or, it depends. So this is where you go back and you reference the BIC. So you tell them, I would love to tell you what it is, but right now is clearly not the time because I have the event I have to go to. So, to the dentist appointment, pick up my kid, jump on this conference call. But if you give me your information, I promise I will get back to you. So two things are happening there. Number one, when you readdress the BIC, you're pointing out to them that you already told them that you're busy. Now, if you invite them to a tool or an event or whatever, ask them if they're open without saying the BIC before, and then you say, well, I gotta run, then it looks like you're hiding something. Then it looks like you don't want to talk about it. But if you say the BIC before you propose to see if they're open, then they already understand that you're busy. So when you tell them, well, I would love to, but I'm in a rush, I have to go, you're not, and they're not going to tell you, what, did you just BIC me? Did you know I was going to ask you that? No one will ever say that. You're not clairvoyant, you can't tell the future. So they ask you, what is it? You tell them, oh, I'm sorry, the second part of that. So the second part is the promise. So when you tell them, if you give me your information, I promise I will get back to you, what that entails is that the word promise itself means that you have something of value to them. Because when someone is promising something to another person, that person, the recipient of the promise, is the recipient of value. So let's say you tell them this, and before they give you information, they tell you, well, come on, can't you just tell me? So the third time, you tell them, you know what, it's okay. Like I said, I do have to run, but it's no problem. If you don't want to give me your information, it's no big deal. I wish you all the best. I'll catch up to you another time. And then you're ready to leave. Don't just stay there. Be ready to leave. And leave if they don't stop you. So this is where a lot of people will be like, well, okay, no problem. Let me just give you my information. So let me go over this one more time. So let's say you're at your kid's soccer practice and you're having a great conversation with someone. You don't want to bring up the business right away because there's going to be questions. So do the big. Hey, right now is not the time and place. I gotta run. I have an errand to run. But I'm just curious. Are you at all open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? They'll say, well, what is it? And you say, I would love to tell you what it is. So, but again, I'm in a rush. So let's do this. If you give me your information, I promise I will get back to you. And then if they push you again, just tell them it's okay. No problem. I'm in a rush. I wish you all the best. Have an amazing day. And you walk off. So going back to the subject of prospecting when you're out. So when you're out in the real world doing grocery shopping or going to parties, going to different events, going to meetup groups, wherever you are, make sure that you are getting people's information. So you're referencing the BIC and then you're getting their information so you can follow up with them later. Because if you're just giving out your business card, it's pretty much a waste of money because people don't follow up. Majority of people anywhere do not follow up. And by majority I mean like 100%. So make sure you get their information. Make sure you're prospecting when you're out. I don't feel the need to go out specifically to prospect. I get all these kind of mental blocks, like what am I going to do? This feels awkward. But when I'm out and a natural situation comes up and the prospect and I have a conversation that I can see that I can help them, I will definitely bring up my business that way. BIC, and then get their information. So I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, please like, comment, and share. I do have other tips around this subject, so if you want them, feel free to send me a message. I'll be more than happy to share 3 other tips that I have about prospecting and making sure you're efficient with your time when you're doing that. Send an email to eugene@eugenefedorovsky.com. Definitely feel free to go to my blog. I post content there on almost a daily basis. So www.eugenefedorovsky.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And with that said, have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you next time. Take care.